Morning, everybody. Change my view. There we go. Morning, everybody. Welcome to Steph's Friday Mindful Sit, 7 a.m. every Friday on Zoom, and recorded so that we can upload them to YouTube, so that we've got a bit of a bank of short 20-minute practices for people to start to follow. And yeah, they're getting really popular, which is pretty cool. If you do watch some of those videos, do try and get to some of the live sessions. It does feel very different in terms of being here with me, teaching in the live, in the moment, rather than watching it back on a recording. So yeah, good to have everybody here, and let's crack on. Today we are going to see our Friday in with loving kindness practice. Now, just a really brief piece on this. So one of my most favourite writers about loving kindness and compassion is somebody called Christina Feldman. And there's an amazing book that she wrote called Boundless Heart, which I've read twice. And actually her approach to loving kindness is kind of what we're going to look at today, in terms of that loving kindness can be broken down into small manageable chunks, or if we want to sit in mindfulness practice for longer periods of time, we can use this practice as a kind of way to layer loving kindness. Let me tell you what that means. So it's about being able to nurture and project, send loving kindness to ourselves, to others, and the others can be people that are really close to us, that we feel really connected to people that we might be having difficulties with, to people that we don't know at all, but we kind of see them and we don't even know who you are, like the postman or the woman at the Sainsbury's checkout, and also to people that are maybe in our communities that we feel that are there. We don't know them by name or face, but we know that we belong to a bigger community. So that can be our community locally, our community maybe more regionally, our community in the country, but beautifully with loving kindness, even spreading further afield. So all of the beings around the world. The final part is that loving kindness is really lovely for those that want to maybe focus more on animals and other beings outside of the human race. So today, as you can imagine, if I was to teach a full loving kindness practice in the way that I've just described it, we'd be here for 40 minutes for sure. So what I'm going to do today in this 20 minutes or just under 20 minutes that we've got is look at loving kindness for self. Okay, so we're going to start with the self, and we're going to place ourselves in the center of this practice, which may feel a bit different, but my suggestion, if you're watching this back, is to just go with it. Just see what's there, see what arises for you, and be with that feeling. Yeah, just kind of lean into that opportunity to put yourself first in that window of self-compassion and loving kindness. Okay, so find a space that feels comfortable for you. I'm on an upright chair, placing your feet solidly on the floor if you are on an upright chair. If not, then maybe laying on the bed or the sofa, or if you prefer, sitting on the floor or a stool or whatever you like. And for anybody that's been watching these practices, you'll know that, you know, my trend, my fashion is to just bring stillness to the beginning of our practice. So stopping, pausing. Allowing the body to rest, the mind to just begin to quieten maybe. Noticing the physical posture that you're adopting, allowing a sense of softness and even warmth to come to the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, the spine. Allowing the hips and the backs of your legs to sink into whatever is supporting you. Being consciously aware of your feet grounded to the floor, a sensation of connection. The backs of your legs grounded to the bed or the sofa. Noticing the placement of your hands. There's no right or wrong in your position of your hands or your posture. Maybe even at the beginning, the early part of this practice, just bringing a sense of awareness to your posture and allowing yourself to be however you want to be, a way that supports you. There's no rigidity, there's no right or wrong, there's no special way to be. Just notice if you're able to just sink into your body. Maybe if those words, softness, easiness, can translate into your posture. Notice how that feels to you. Following the breath now and anchoring to your breath with gentleness. Following the breath will mean something different to everyone in this practice. Or simply just using the breath as a place to focus your attention. Breathing in and out, just allowing the breath to come and go. And if at any time during this practice you feel uncomfortable, physically, mentally, emotionally, particularly emotionally, just do whatever you need to do to support yourself. Sometimes it can be useful to just bring your attention to your breathing and then come back to the practice when you feel ready. It might be that you bring your attention to your feet connected to the floor and that sense of groundedness to support you, and then come back to the practice whenever you feel ready. Remembering that we can always begin again. We can always come back to the practice when we're ready and begin again. Renewing our awareness and being with whatever's there with compassion, kindness, with gentleness, with warmth. And maybe if we're able to, a sense of ease. Good. I'd like us to take a moment to bring to mind an image of yourself. An image of yourself, maybe, if it's helpful, from a photo, picture, maybe even a memory. It might even be an image of yourself, how you see yourself right now. Begin to notice if this is okay for you. If it feels manageable, let's say. If you feel okay with bringing this image to mind, then maybe just acknowledge that. I'm okay. I'm okay. But if it feels a bit more maybe uncomfortable for you, maybe a bit more alien, you could just change the tone of those words to, it's okay. It's okay that this might feel a bit strange, this request to bring an image of myself to my own mind. It's okay. Whatever emotions might be coming up for you in placing yourself in the center of this practice, Again, that tone, that gentleness, that compassion towards yourself. It's okay. It's okay. Now, whichever image you have in your mind's eye, see if you're able to just gently bring that image to life by giving that image a bit of a smile. Maybe you'll smile too as you welcome the image in, a wry smile on your face. And just take a moment to acknowledge that you're there. There I am, looking back at me. A soft smile on my face, just the corners of the mouth just slightly going up. We're not asking for anything big here, nothing like a big beaming, laughing face. I mean, if that comes to you, then let that come to you. But just a very soft, gentle corners of your mouth, just starting to edge upwards. And just noticing how it feels to place this image of you in the center of this practice, right here and now. Remembering that we can support ourselves by just saying it's okay, whatever's coming up. It's okay that I feel comfortable with this, or it's okay that I feel uncomfortable with this. Loving kindness is about taking time and opportunity to send messages of well wishes. If it feels comfortable for you, maybe just take your hand, place it over your heart center. Heart center is just near the top of the chest, rib cage. In the center though, not over the heart, but in the center. I find it really useful to just really spread my hand and really feel the palm of my hand connecting to my body. And still with that image of you smiling back, gently placed in the center of your awareness. Feeling the sensation of your hand connected to your body. If you've chosen to join me on this connection of heart center. Again, there's no right or wrong, whatever suits you today. And just noticing your breath, breathing in and out. Keeping that image of yourself softly, gently placed in the center of your practice. Breathing in with awareness of how you're feeling. Breathing out with compassion and care, kindness towards yourself. As we just gently start to form some words of support, soft words of kindness, words that can help us to feel cared for. Very gently, just beginning with sending these words to yourself, to that image of you with that soft smile. May I be well. May I be well. allowing those words to ripple out gently, softly. Noticing if there's any jarring for you. If this might feel a little bit uncomfortable, it's okay. Remember that tone, it's okay. The connection of your hand to your heart center can really help you to feel supported. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be happy. Allowing those words to percolate out from the center of your heart. Keeping that image of yourself close to the practice. Sending these words to you. You are deserved of this kindness. May I feel at peace with whatever is there for me today. May I feel at peace with whatever is there for me today. May I feel a sense of joy in my heart. May I feel a sense of joy in my heart. And may I feel loved. May I feel loved. May I feel loved. Just take a moment to notice how it feels to project this sense of loving kindness and these words of support and care towards yourself. However you're feeling about this moment of this practice is okay. We're not trying to make ourselves feel great, and we're not trying to force a change. This is an opportunity just to be with whatever's there, whatever you feel about this experience. Become curious of it. Maybe a phrase like, isn't it interesting that that's made me feel? And then whatever your answer is. Or isn't it interesting that I found that? And then whatever your answer might be. So very gently, if you want to, you can remove your hand if it's there. Just very gently moving back towards the breath. Breathing in and out. Allowing the body to breathe itself in any way that it needs to, connecting with your breath. As we come towards the end of today's Friday sit, just taking a moment to notice how you're feeling now, and just see if you're able to carry some of this attention on yourself, this loving kindness for you throughout the rest of your day, either in your own way or maybe using just one of those phrases if that's helpful. As always, tapping the toes and wriggling the fingers. When you're ready, just blinking the eyes open. Thank you so much. Do connect if you need to. You can find my details on YouTube.